and today we're back with Kingdom Rush Vengeance hero reviews, and today we're gonna be looking at the last $3 character in the game, who is Jack-o'-lantern.
I will bury them!
Now, ignore the fact that he is last up in here. In the Steam version it's a little bit different, but for those of you who are playing on the mobile version, he should be in a little bit of a different position. So yeah, ignore that. Now, this guy is pretty interesting. I used him in, so far, the 2 challenges that I did quite a few times, and he ends up being pretty awesome, but let's explain him more in detail what he does. So yeah, here are his actual statistics. 400 health, which is kinda lowish, you know, not that high, but 41% armor, which is pretty good. 60 to 90 damage, a little bit of a big gap there, but it's whatever. And his attack speed is pretty slow, yeah, only 2 seconds. So he doesn't attack all that fast. Anyway, let's jump right into his abilities. But before that, his passive ability is Ghost Rider. It allows him to teleport. That's pretty much it. There's nothing unique about it, it's just a teleport, but it's nice. And now for his first ability, which is Explosive Head.
This headache is killing me! Bury them! Don't lose your head!
That one ends up being pretty awesome. It does 100 damage, and it can pierce through 50% of the enemy's resistance. It doesn't matter if it's magic resistance or armor, which is awesome. It's kind of like an artillery blast every 4 seconds, so it ends up being like his ranged attack in a way. Pretty awesome. The way I like to do it is I let him do 2 attacks because, you know, he attacks every 2 seconds, and after the second attack I just move him a little bit and he ends up shooting his head. It's pretty awesome. The area is pretty big. It targets strong, or the enemy who has the highest threat level. Generally, the bigger the enemy is, the higher the chances are the ability is gonna target him. His second ability is Haunted Blade.
Hunting season!
That one, on the other hand, is a little bit iffy. Sure, shredding magic resistance is awesome, but the damage that you lose is pretty significant, because the way it works is that whenever you shoot, whenever you use your ability, it's gonna take into account the amount of magic resistance the enemy has before the damage is dealt. So he technically deals magical damage, 50 to 90 magical damage, but with their magic resistance still on. So in reality, it looks like it basically does no damage. So you lose damage from one of your attacks, but you shred magic resistance. I don't know what to think about it, man. It's a little bit of a win and lose. You get something, but you have to give something in return, and that's the case for this ability. His third ability is Spirit of Vengeance. That one is nice, you know. If you're fighting some really strong enemy, you're gonna be able to do more damage. Cool. The thing is that his health is pretty low. I mean, 400 health is not that much health. So he's not gonna be able to be stalling this enemy for very long. For example, if you have him against like a frost giant or something like that, he will not be able to stall him for very long because he has such a low health. Granted, his armor is pretty high, but the health is just too low. And it doesn't end up working as well as you may want it to be. So yeah, a little bit of a iffy. Like, I'm not gonna say it's mech, but it's a little bit iffy. And last but not least, his fourth ability is Thriller.
It's hunting season!
Oh my god, these guys. They're so good and so bad at the same time. They have 320 health, 15 to 25 damage, and low armor, so they're not bad by any means. And they use them every 30 seconds, and they last for like 20 seconds, so they end up being pretty efficient, right? Yes, But there's an issue, which I haven't mentioned. The issue is that he's gonna spawn them after the 30 seconds mark no matter where he is. No matter if there's enemies, if there is no enemies, he's just gonna be spawning these guys the moment the 30 seconds mark is reached. Which means that you can waste them pretty easily, so you have to be pretty careful about that. You need to be careful about where he's gonna put his goose, because it can equal a lot of stalling power or a lot of wasted potential. And of course we can't forget about his special ability, which is Nightmare. That one on the other hand is a little bit interesting, but it's based around movement speed, and if you play this game and you watch my videos, you know that this game's pacing is slow, so most of the minions are slow. And it doesn't end up working as well as you may think it is. This ability does like half of the damage that it's supposed to be doing. I mean, look at these guys. They don't do that much damage at all. And they should be taking like 480 true damage, but nope. Because they move so slow. Granted, if you have like some really fast moving enemies like wolves or corrosive souls, it ends up being pretty efficient, but for the most part you're not gonna see the full potential of this ability thanks to the minions being slow. But the cooldown is pretty short, so you can use it pretty often. Or, if you're a skilled player, you can use it to pile up enemies for a big soul crusher or to push them back inside of a range of a tower. So, you know, it has a variety of uses. Overall, in my opinion, Jack-o'-lantern deserves a solid 7. He's a little bit iffy, man. He just requires too much micro. You have to move him around and you have to make sure where he is at all times in order to not lose his goose, and you have to be keeping attention, is he melee or is he throwing his head, because for the most part, if you want him to throw his head as often as possible, but if he's blocked by enemies, how is he gonna do it? So yeah, he requires a little bit too much micro, and for the beginners, it's gonna be a little bit hard to get used to this guy. So if you're not really want to micro a lot, I will not recommend him. But if you're a skilled player and you enjoy micro, this hero will be pretty fun to use. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the video, guys. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you for sticking around to the end. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content in the future. While you're at it, drop a like on the video, it means a lot to me, and I'll see you in the next video. Until it comes, that was King Rexy, over and out.